Welcome to another episode of Clear Lake Connections, where we bring you the people behind the businesses in Bay Area, Houston, proudly sponsored by UTMB Health. Today we have Marcus Repp. He is with Atlas Premier Health, and I've been there because we did the ribbon cutting. It was amazing. But first of all, tell us your story and how you got to this spot right now.
Yeah, so it's a very unique background. I am not a medical practitioner. That's not my background. Originally, that was my plan in college, and I decided to not go to medical school. I shifted gears, worked in a hospital lab for a couple years. I'm just a nerd, really, at the end of the day. And I got recruited to work in the pharmaceutical and medical device space. So I worked for various companies for 13 years, doing everything from sales and marketing, practice consulting, clinical training, through those 13 years. So I had worked with similar practices to mine, probably well over 1,000 practices I've been in at this point in those 13 years. And I just saw a need for something different. And initially, when my paths aligned with my business partners for this venture, I was just looking to potentially go back to school and get into nursing and inject a little bit of Botox here and there. And they're both nurse practitioners that wanted to do something different as well after working in traditional healthcare. And just the alignment of the three of us really was magical. And my background, having worked in the industry I did, I think brought a very unique perspective. And I would have never imagined in the short 2 years that we've had, we would be where we are today. It's just been mind blowing.
And you have multiple locations. Talk about that. It started in New York.
It started here.
Oh, started
Houston.
here first.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yep. It started here in Houston. We outgrew 1, 2, 3 locations very quickly in our first 2 years, and now we're in the fourth location, only location in Houston right now, but our fourth spot since we started 2 years ago. And then January of last year, we opened a location on Long Island.
Okay, what made y'all do that? I thought y'all started there and came to us.
No, so my business
Okay.
partner, she is from New York, and we have a individual up there who's our business partner for that location. She had a small business similar to what we have that she decided to merge with our practice because she really liked the direction that we were going and wanted to be a part of it. So I would have not have done an out-of-state location this early on, but it was just a unique opportunity.
Okay, that makes better
Yeah.
sense now. Okay, now tell everybody what makes you so unique. We like I said, we did the ribbon cutting. We walked through. We had a tour. We saw all the different stuff you have. But tell the audience about that.
Yeah, so practices like ours you can find, all over the city. There's tons of these. When we were starting this practice, I really wanted to make sure that we were different. And through my experience in my previous career, one of the things I saw that I think is a mistake a lot of these types of practices make is they get so caught up in what other practices are doing. They try to compete. They want to be everything to every patient. And I told my business partners that we really needed to stay focused in our 4 disciplines that we do, which is the medical weight management, the hormone replacement therapy, the sexual wellness, and the aesthetics. And we do those 4 things really well. And I took time even in those 4 disciplines as we expanded our services that we have within those. I took time to make sure that when we decided to offer more things, that we were ready, that we'd really mastered the things that we offered prior. And I think that's something that's really set us apart. We're very comprehensive. Whenever somebody comes to us, maybe it's for one of the weight loss medications, we're still going to fully evaluate their health and most likely find other opportunities to improve their health and wellness that is going to impact their weight loss journey in a positive way. I don't see that in a lot of these places that exist. They're just going to service you for what you come in asking for.
Right. And that was the feel we got when we were there. Now talk about some of the specific things we do. We went to the different rooms.
Yep.
Talk about some of the different things that they do, because that was really eye-opening as well.
Yeah, so the weight loss is really what built our foundation. And it was in a very unique time 2 years ago when Manjaro was out. Then there was a coupon that everyone was getting this medication for $25. You've heard of Ozempic. We just really got lucky at starting in that curve that kind of blew up the market. But that's our bread and butter, and what I think people who are looking for weight loss types of interventions, they're going to get the best experience with us. And it may not be one of the mainstream things that they've heard of. We have a lot of different options. So we really take the time to understand in that specific patient's needs what avenue we need to go down to ensure they have the best success. And there are times that we have to change our course of action with this, but that comes with our experience. We have probably serviced well over, at this point, 3,000 patients for medical weight loss in the 2 years that we've done this.
Wonderful.
And like I said, it's very comprehensive. So we're not just turning and burning. We really take the time to dig deep with our patients. So that's the first thing. And everybody at this point knows what those medications are, the weight loss shots. Hormone replacement therapy is another big area that has grown significantly for our practice. And that's looking at an individual's testosterone levels and then also testosterone and estrogen if they're female. That's an essential hormone in our body that declines as we age. A lot of people think, and this is one of the things I'm so passionate about with what we do, a lot of people think it's just a rite of passage as you get older that you don't feel as good, you don't have as much libido, you're just kind of blah. Like, this is just what happens after you have kids, get married, and then, you get into 50s and 60s. And that is absolutely not the case of how it has to be. So we have a lot of great resources that we can implement to allow people to really live a very active energy, libido, mental clarity, like they feel their best. And we have people that start this in their 60s and are like, I cannot believe I waited this long. So that's a very transformative discipline that we practice, is the hormone replacement therapy. I personally have been on hormone replacement therapy for the last 8 years. I had low testosterone in my 20s, and it's been very instrumental for me as well. And then the third discipline is the sexual wellness. That's something that not a lot of people know about. Kind of same thing, and that I think people think as they age, sex isn't just as important anymore. That's not something that they really need to have in their life. And I completely disagree with that as well. As you get older, I believe that should be getting better because you have experience, just like with anything. And so we have several different things that we can help for both men and women who may be struggling with performance or libido or just overall, not wanting that in their life. There's a lot of things that we can tweak easily to bring that back. So I think that's a very important aspect in somebody's health. And then lastly, the aesthetics, which most people know as like Botox and fillers. We do all of those types of things. And for the majority, that space in the industry is not as vain as people think. A lot of people see stuff on TV and it's completely misconstrued. The typical patient that comes in for an aesthetic procedure in our practice just wants to look the way they feel inside. They may be 55 and they're like, I feel like I'm 42. They want to look a little bit more refreshed. They're not trying to look inappropriate for their age, but they just want to kind of match how they feel inside. And then there's a lot of situations where it may be things like acne scars, something that somebody has had that has had a significant impact on their confidence. We see a lot of patients when they turn that mirror around get emotional, even if it's something so minute that the typical passerby would never notice, something they see every day. So really helping people, again, just live their best life in whatever capacity that means.
So it can be very clinical there.
It can.
Right?
Oh, yes.
And when we were there, the aesthetics there, the way you have it all decorated and set up, I mean, you feel good just walking in the door. You feel comfortable. It's personalized to each person, right?
Correct.
And males and females.
Yes.
And so, okay, so ages, the different age of people that are coming through there, what are you seeing?
We have a pretty wide range. I would say our majority bracket is about 35 to 55. We do have patients older. The younger generation is on some of these, weight loss medications. They're more targeted towards the aesthetic area of our practice. But I would say our average age range is about 35 to 55. That spreads amongst all of our disciplines.
And it's pretty similar male, female, or?
We're probably about 60-40.
60-40.
But there is, so you'd be surprised the amount of males that do partake in these types of services.
I could see that. Makes sense. And now you had a great staff. A lot of folks there. Are they mostly nurses? What kind of background do they have?
Yeah, so all of our medical providers are either nurse practitioners or PAs, physician associates.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yep. So, and we do have an MD over the practice that supervises, but all of our providers day to day there are NPs or PAs.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Very good. And are y'all clinic wise? People come through. Is it early morning, all day? Is it run like a doctor's office
Yeah.
where
Yeah, we have traditional hours, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5.
Saturdays,
We're not open on Saturdays currently. That's something we're evaluating, but right now it's just Monday through Friday.
right? And you have a mascot.
We do.
Tell them about your
Could have
mascot.
brought her here.
You should
Roxy.
have.
Yeah. So my French bulldog Roxy is our little office
The
dog.
best. We had a
Yes.
blast with her at the ribbon cutting. She was so much fun there as well. Now the other locations you have. So this is in Clear Lake,
Correct.
Right off of Pine Lock.
Yes. Clear Lake City
Clear
Boulevard.
Lake City Boulevard. I'm
and
sorry,
El
Clear Lake
Camino.
City Boulevard.
Yep.
But what about the other locations?
So Long Island, New York
Right.
is our other location. And so we will be expanding into most likely the Woodlands at the end of this year, beginning of next year.
That's what we're talking. Right, you were talking about expansion.
Yep. So that's our next location. I already have a model and an individual up there for the Woodlands, a nurse practitioner that we're going to partner with. And then from there, I want to have a total of 5 in Houston is the goal. One of my things from the beginning has been really focusing on our brand reputation. Like I said, we do what we do very well, and I want to continue to uplift that throughout Houston. So Woodlands will be next, and then we're considering Katy, Sugarland, and Inner City.
Perfect. Okay, so when people want to find you, what's your website?
AtlasPremierHealth.com.
AtlasPremierHealth.com. And from that, there's all the different services that they can come to, but the main focuses for them are clear on that website. I went to it. It really is a remarkable place, but just getting there and they can come in and just have a conversation, right? And just kind of have an evaluation. Is that how that works?
Yeah, so for all new patients, depending on which discipline they're interested in, it starts with a new patient consultation, and those are on our booking website. So typically, if a patient comes in just for weight loss, they book that weight loss consult. Hormones usually come up, and sometimes that happens. So we don't just stick to the type of appointment that they book. We're going to go pretty comprehensive based on their needs. But yes, they would start by booking a new patient consultation.
Right. Well, they may not even know what all they need.
Correct.
Especially with the hormone stuff. They may not realize they're lacking in something. So you guys go through it, you do blood work and figure out where it will fit someone best.
We do.
I love it. It's great. So is there anything else you want to tell the audience about?
I would say, touching on more of the business side of, why I think we do things so differently and why we've been so successful. My core fundament and how I operate, not only my personal life, but my professional life, is with integrity. And that is in our core values as a business. And that's something I expect out of all of our staff. We are here to serve our patients. That's why we do what we do. I'm here to serve our employees and give them the resources that they need to serve our patients. And I expect all of us to do that with integrity. And I think we do, and it shows in the way we do things. And even when things don't go the way we wanted them to with a patient, we're going to do things what we can to make it right for that patient. But that's my number one thing. Even when nobody's looking, do the right thing. That's how I've operated this business, and we have amazing staff. We have amazing patients. We've had amazing success. And if I would boil it down to one thing, it would be operating from a place of integrity.
Well, and that it was obvious that you have a great team there. With all the pictures and everything that we were doing at the ribbon cutting, everybody seemed like one focus, which is important. But telling people about having good integrity just helps a lot of businesses out there who could be struggling, or somebody just thinking about starting a business. You've had a lot of experience. You pretty much did your research first by all the different jobs you were doing and what you were seeing, and then you decided this is the way to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's great advice for anybody, for sure. Okay, tell them again, what's your website?
AtlasPremierHealth.com.
And they're all Clear Lake City Boulevard. It is a wonderful, beautiful place, and the staff would love to meet everybody.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
It's great to have you,
Thank
Marcus.
you. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.